watching. I want to try and tackle the latest Cambridge paper. This Cambridge paper was done in May-June. It is a paper 2, which consists of document production, database, and presentation. 4 hours, 15 minutes. The series was 21. The code for ICT is 0417. So it was done in June, May-June. The paper consists of these 3 units, but I'll be interested to tackle database, the middle one. Another video will be created for document production, another video created for presentation. So the paper consists of 70 marks from the 3 units, and the resource files are listed here. I'll create a link later to show you how to get the resource files, although they have already been published in the Cambridge website. So you have been supplied with the following source files. Some of them are CSV, comma separated value, rich text file, joint photographic groups. So all these are the files which have been separated or whatever. So they are saying the first task is to open this file. This file J2521 evidence.rtf is going to be your evidence document. Make sure your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page. So what I'll do, I'll go to my folder, open that particular evidence file they have talked about. Where is it? Evidence. And then once it has opened, let me enable it. I'll be required to put my details. So I'll use the header. I take the 3 column so that I can put my details here. So you have to make sure that it is well displayed. I can use an underscore. KE048 underscore, my index number. So the rest of the things which are there, I can remove them. And then after that, so this one will appear as the header, and then save it in your work area. The name you're going to save it is going to be evidence followed by your candidate number. For example, like this, evidence 999. So in my case, it will be evidence 011. So I'll go to File, Save As. Mine was on the desktop. So I'll save it on the desktop here. So the name should be evidence followed by the candidate number like this, and then change the type of file from rich text file to Word document so that it has got .docs, and then click on save. Click OK. So you can see on the top part here on the title bar, the file name and the extension is well displayed. So that was the first task. So this one remind me later. Let me just choose here to remind me after one day. Okay. Now the next task we have already prepared. Document production is the first unit, which I'll prepare another video for it. So I'll move to database. Database starts from page, which page is this? Page 6. So page 6, you're going to prepare a report. Date must be imported in the format of day, month, and then year. So if I check on my calendar down here, it's day, month, year. That is okay. Make sure all required data is fully visible using a database software. So the database software you're going to use is Microsoft Access to import the file J2521 learners.csv as a new table. So we need to import this. So first of all, we access our database file, application software. So it's going to be called Access. So let me open Access. After opening Access, I come and click on blank database, and then I give it a name. So this paper was done in May-June. So I can just call it May-June. and then I want to save it in my work area. My work area is the desktop. Let me locate the desktop, this confidential file here. So I want to save it in my confidential, so I'll click OK. Once I do that, now it is in this folder, May, June. So I'll click on Create. Once I click on Create, I'll close this table, because the table that we want, we have to import it. I'll go to External Data. After going to External Data, remember I'm importing as .csv file. So I'll go to New Data Source from File, then I go to Text File to import. You can see when it's written Import Text File. Yeah, with delimited, it has delimited property. So I'll click here, and then I go and click on Browse to enable me go to my confidential file, which is here. Let me see if I can reach it nicely. Where is the desktop? Desktop is here, this one here. So which name of the file did they talk about? J2521 learners. So J2421 learners.csv. So I'll come here. Here it is, J2421 learners. Then I click on OK. It has given me the path, how to locate it on my desktop on the confidential source files. And then I'm importing it. So I'll click OK. Once I'm here, I have to make sure that the file is delimited. It has got comma separated features. I go to Next. I make sure that the first row has been separated from the rest. So these are the column headings. And then I go to Next. Here I don't do anything. Next. And then they're telling me the primary key for this particular paper. Primary key is normally located down here. Set learners number as the primary key. So when I'm here, they talked about, so I need to scroll and see learners number. So this one here is going to be the primary key. So I need to click here, and then I click here. So learner's number is the primary key. And then I need to define the fields for each row. So I'll click here. Now we can check. I'll be a bit fast here now. So the first four are text, 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 and then followed by number. And the number is an integer. And then we are going to have date and time. So I can do all this up to here. First, text, 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 number, which is an integer, date and time. So when I'm here, I'll come and define it. So the first one is text, 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 the first three, and then the next one is a long integer. So there it is. And then the next one is going to be date and time, which I can already see is date and time. We're going to define the format later in the table. And then the others were now text, 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 for text, and then the last one is the Boolean. So I'll come here. So the telephone should be changed to text. I normally tell it has to be text because a telephone number it starts with a number, and in computer, number 0 cannot start a number. So that's why we have to change it into short text. Yeah, so that we'll have 0 something, 0 starting. That's why we are changing telephone into whatever short text. So there's 4, and then the last one here, it was supposed to be displayed to display yes, no for the Boolean or logical function. So I'll come here, change it into yes, no. So I've already finished that. But remember, date and time, we are going to fix it on the other side, and also the Boolean. So I'll click OK. After clicking OK, I'll go to Next, and then Finish. And then I click on Close. So I'll right click here on my table that I've imported, go to Design View. Now, let me start with the date and time. The date and time, how was the format to look like? So the format for the date and time, it was to show the date in 2 digits, 12, and then August, the abbreviation 3, AUG, and then 09. So when I'm here, I'll come and look for something like that. So I'm seeing November, and this one. This is the medium format. So I've already done that. And then the online application, which was the Boolean. The Boolean, the format here under general the format was supposed to display yes, no, and then under the lookup here, instead of displaying checkbox, we need to change it into text, and then we save. So if I click on save, and then I am able to check how it looks like. So I'll go to let me design view. Already I'm in design view, so I can open it and see. So I'm checking, there are some areas that I need to check. So the application app is showing yes, no, which is correct. The date, you can see September is in long format. September. So we need to check how this September can be shortened. Which other is showing long format? So let me go back to design view and then date. So under date here, we need to check what is happening here. Date format. I think it's correct. It should be like this, date format. Input mask. No, I don't think anything should be. Yeah, I think it's correct. So I'll just click on save, and then if I go to datasheet view, so that's how it looks. The year and whatever is, it's okay. So that is the first task. First task done. Place an evidence document. Evidence document, a screenshot showing the fields and data type and primary key used. It's for you to get 4 marks. So I'll come back here. I go to design view, and then I take a picture of this. So what I'll do, I'll come and take a picture. I normally use window key, shift and S to give me the snipping tool. So I can take like this, go to my evidence document. That will be evidence depending on the question. The question is what? The question was question, this is 15. So on my evidence document, I'll go to 15 and paste that. Next task, import this file, j2521access.csv, as a new table in your database. Set all the data types to text, and the primary key should be this. And then also take an evidence document showing that and data types and the primary key used. So the same scenario will repeat itself here. So I'll save this one and close it. So I need to go to external data, new data, from file, text file, and then I browse. They are talking about which file. The file was j2521 access, this one here. Then I click on open. I'm importing it. I'm not appending or linking. Import. Okay. Delimited should be selected. Next. First row contains that. Correct. Next. Here, just go to next. The primary key they have given us, the primary key set AA code. So AA code is the primary key, which is not repeated. It's unique. And then they talked about everything should be short text. So that is straightforward. And then I click on finish and then close. So they want this access also. You take an evidence document. So I'll just take window key, shift and S, and then I take the evidence document that everything is set as like that. Then I go to my evidence document. That will be evidence 16. I paste there. So if you want to enlarge it so that it can be seen, you go to picture format, and then you can enlarge. That is 11.2, same to this one. You can put it to be enlarge it so that the person going to mark it will be able to see it clearly. Yeah, I was increasing the width. Okay, so I've finished with that one. The next one, examine the file and identify the most appropriate data to use as a primary key. This one is always a challenge. Instead of guessing, I'll be able to show you how to identify the primary key. So we need to import this file as a new table in your database and then use the fields given below here. But we have to identify the primary key. So that one is question 17. So I'll go back to access, save this one. After saving it, I close it. So I need to import the third table. I'll come here from file, text file, browse. The name they have given us is J2521 class. J2521 class.csv, this one. And then because I don't know the primary key, let me not open it first. I need to identify. How do you identify the primary key? So you come here, J2522 class, you open it in Excel. After opening it in Excel, click here and then double tap here so that everything is distributed well. I can see 10 has been repeated, so this one cannot. The 11 repeated, 12 repeated, cannot. The names cannot be a primary key. If I try to check this one here, so I'll select all of this. I go to conditional formatting, highlight rules, then I look for duplicate values. There are no duplicate values here. So class ref looks like it's going to be the primary key. Let me try another one so that you understand what I mean. You select this, you go to conditional formatting, highlight rules, duplicate values. You can see the ones which are duplicated, it is highlighted in colors. So the only thing I'm seeing here which is not duplicated is the class ref. You select from here, Control, Shift, and down arrow key to select the entire column with items inside, conditional format, highlight, and then you try and look for duplicate values. You can see all of them are unique. There is nothing repeated. Yeah, I want to give you a good scenario so that you understand. The last one is 6W. So if I change this 6W, I know it is 6W. So if I change it to N, and then I select all of this, remember it was W. So if I come to conditional formatting, highlight rules, then I go to duplicate values. You can see now these two are duplicated. So that's what I mean. When it's duplicated, it is highlighted. But the last one was W. So we need to change this one so that it remains the way it was. So I'll just come here, backspace, and put it back to W. So that is how to identify the primary key. So the primary key is class ref. Don't save the changes. So we have already identified the primary key. So I'll come here from file, text file, browse. The name of the file was J2521 class. Open it. We are importing it. Okay. Delimited. Next. First row contains. You separate these ones. Next. Next. The primary key, we had agreed it is the class ref. This one here. Yeah. And then we go to advanced here. We check what they want. What did they want? They wanted, if I come to the question paper, the first one to be an integer. An integer is a number without decimal. The rest is going to be text, 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 text. So when I come here, is an integer, the rest is text, 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 text. Nothing to change there. Okay. And then I proceed here. I go to next. And then I go to finish. So I've imported the three tables. They are listed here. Next question that the paper was asking. Place a screenshot showing the data types and the primary key used. So I'll come here. Which file are we talking about? J25 class. So I'll go to design view. Then I take Control window key, Shift and S. I take a screenshot like that. That was question what? That was question 17. So if I go to my evidence document, so I'll press Control V, click here a bit, go to picture format and give it around 11.3, just something like that, so that it is clearly seen. Very good. This one I want it to go to the next page. Control, after clicking here, Control Enter to force it to the next page. That is forced page break. The next thing is create a one-to-many relationship as links between the AA code field in the access database table and AA access field in the learners table. And then the primary key in the class table, they're not even telling you because they want to challenge you. and the class code field in the learners table. So we're going to do it systematically, step by step. So this one I'll save it and then close it. Then I'll go to database tools, relationship, and then I want all these tables. So I'll add this one, I add this one, and I add this one. And then I close this. This one I need to elongate it a bit, like this. So the first one, they said the AA code field in the access table. Where is access table? The AA code field in the access table and the AA code field in the learners table. So this one I can put it here so that this one comes here, just to rearrange them. So AA code in the access table and the AA code. Where is the AA code? This one here. So let me make that. So it is a one-to-many. Then I say create. Then the next step, the primary key in the class table, which was the class ref, and the class code, and the class code field in the learners table, the class code. So I'll bring this one to the class code. One-to-many relationship, create. So I've already created the relationship. What are they talking about? Place an evidence document showing the one-to-many relation between the three tables. So what I'll need to do is to take a picture of this, Windows, Shift and S, and then I take a nice picture of this. This was question 18. So I'll come to the evidence document, then I place this. But now they need to see the one-to-many relationship that I've created. So I'll click here, right click, edit relationship, take a picture of this. So window key, I like that nicely. And then I take a picture of this first, so that they see the AA code and the AA code in the access and the learners table. Okay, I've taken a picture of that. Then I come and paste it here. And then the next one was this one here. You click here, right click, edit relationship, take a picture of this, also the same. Nicely, you place it, and then you go and place it on the evidence document. So Control V. So those are the relationship. This one will show the class ref and the class code, so that they know that in the class you got the primary key. Yeah, and it is one-to-many, one-to-many. That's how you get your full marks. But how many is that? One mark plus that one. Okay. Question 19. They're telling us we go to the table, add the following as a new record to the learners table. So first of all, you have to access the learners table. So this one you have to save it, and then close it, and then go to learners table. Once in the learners table, go to new, so that you can add a new record. So the new record, you're supposed to type it and consider the uppercase and the spelling. It has to be very, very accurate. So here what I'll be doing, I'm supposed to be typing, but I'm using a shortcut here. Just go to copy. When I come here, what do I need to do? I'll come here and then paste. And then when I come here, this is a female, so you have to select nicely. Copy. I go to access and I do what? Paste. The date. This is the learner's number. This is the format. Select that. Control C. We come to access. Control V. Is a bit slow compared to when somebody's typing, but you have to be very accurate. Type what you see, not what you think. So you come here. Which one is that? A vehicle? Yes. And then telephone. So the telephone starts with 0. That's why I was changing it into short text, because in computer there's no way a number can start with a 0. Please remember that. So this one here, the telephone is here. Control C. Then when I come to access here, Control V. And then the school email. This is the school email, so I need to select it. Control C. When I come to access, Control V. Something was trying to go to the email. I clicked on it. That's why it's popping up this message. And then the next one is what? After the email is this number. Control C. Go back to access. Click here. Control V. And then the AA code. AA code is here. Control C. Back to access. And then what else? Online application. Online application, I can see it's no. So I'll come here. This last one. So let me try and save this. After doing something, you have to save it and close it. So I've already added a new record. The next thing, using the fields from all the table, produce a tabular report that selects the records where gender is female. Access arrangement includes the text time. So this one, we need to create a report. But to create a report, first of all, you have to create a query. So I need to create a query. And then from there, I'll be able to, from all the tables. So what I'll do, I'll go to access. And then I go to create. And then I go to what is called query design. And then I add all the tables. Add that one. Add this one. Add that one. Close. Okay, try and arrange them so that they look organized. Expose all the fields in the table. So this is what they want us to do. They want us, first of all, we are going to start with this criteria. Show only the fields: learner's number, forename, surname, date of birth, gender, year group, class code, access arrangements, and online application in this order, with the data labels displayed in full. Do not group. Yeah, so do not group. This is written in bold. We have to be very careful. So we need to prepare this first. So I have the paper printed out so I can be able to remember how the order should look like. So when I come here, the first one they're saying, show the fields learner's number. So learner's number is found in which table? Learner's number is here. So you double tap, it jumps there. It's found on the learners. And then after that, the forename is here. And then the next one is the surname, which is still on the same table. And then DOB, date of birth, still on the same table. And then there was gender still on the same table. And then year group is on this table here, this table called J25 class. And then we had got class code. Class code is found where? Class code. Looking for it. Class code is back here. The class code is there. And then access arrangement. Access arrangement will be found here. And then and online application. Online application is here. In that order, with the data displayed properly. So I need to explain, I have to expand this one so that it can be seen. Online arrangement, everything can be read clearly. And then if you look at this question, online application is the last one in this order. And then they are saying the gender should display the word what? Field. So the criteria that we need to put for the gender here, that is criteria, should be female. Let me run and see. So if I run, it is showing me, yeah, should be expanded a bit. Under gender, it's female all through. How many records are here? 291 records. Yeah, so it's good to test. And then I'll go back to design view after testing the female. The next criteria they're saying, access arrangement includes the text time. So the word time should appear anyway. It can appear in the front, it can appear in the middle, it can appear at the end. So here you use the wildcards so that we have got how to place these wildcards. It should include the word time should appear anywhere under access arrangements. So if I come here, access arrangement here, if I'm using the wildcards, I'm saying it the word asterisk. Where's the asterisk? Then I type the word time. So it should be typed in small letters. Sorry, the way it was written. I think I'd even copied it. Control V. And then I put asterisk, meaning the word time can appear anywhere. So if I click on run again, so you can see now there is 25% extra time. So time is at the end. And then here it is in the middle here. So the word time, here it is starting. Time is starting. So how many records are here? 42. From 200 and something, we have got 42 records now. We are trying to do what is called criteria. So let me check. So I've done these two. I've done up to here. Do not group. Sorting will be done later. The page orientation is landscape. That one will be done later. So the rest will be done when you're doing the report. But these two, here and here, we have done the query. So I need to save my query. Very, very crucial. Save your query and then close it. Close it. And then click on it. And then go and prepare the report. I click on the query because the report is created from the query. That's why I'm clicking on it. Then I go to create and then I go to the report wizard. So the report wizard is here. So you can see I'm preparing my report from query 1. That's why I was clicking on it. Select all, throw all the fields and then go to next. And then choose one from the 3 tables. Choose one which all the fields are together, like the one in the middle here. If you take this one here, you have grouped it based on access arrangement. Very wrong. If you take this one, you have grouped it on here. So that is also wrong. So take one where all the fields are together. I'm saying that because they said somewhere, do not group the data. I hope you have understood that. Do not group the data. When you see them like this, they are all together. They are not been grouped. But when they are like this, they have been grouped based on access arrangements. When they are like this, they have been grouped based on year group. So you choose one that does not group, and then you go to next. Do you want to group? No, you don't do any grouping. And then here, do you want to sort? Sort will be done later. If you do it here, it will mismatch in the field because there was sorting. The sorting was here. Sort your data in ascending order of access arrangement and descending order of year group. That one you'll do when you're doing the report. So here I just go to next. And then the tricky part is here. There's something they talked about, a tabular report. So remember this part here, tabular report. In access, they try to throw you up and down. So tabular report was here. So I'll make sure I take a tabular report. And remember the orientation was supposed to be orientation. Page orientation should be landscape. So here also you need to change here to landscape. And then you go to next. And then the title. What was the title for our report? So you need to come back here and select this. This is our as a title at the top of the page. And then so I'll come here. So I'll put it up there. And then I can now go and click on preview. So you can see our report. These are our reports looks like. So what I need to do is to go to design view. So when I'm on the design view here, I can be able to hide these fields. I don't need them. So there was something about sorting. And if you have to sort, if this thing is not appearing here, you have to click on the report design. Now it has disappeared. So you click on report design and then click on group and sort. So we need to do the sorting first, add sort. So let me see the question. The question was saying, sort the data in ascending order. Let me check again. Sort the data in ascending order of access arrangement. Access arrangement. So I'll come here. So access arrangement, I'll come here. And then the sort order was supposed to be ascending order. Ascending order A to Z like this. So I've already done that. Add another sort. The other sorting was in ascending order, access arrangement, and descending order of year group. So year group, descending order will be largest to smallest, largest to smallest. So I've already finished with that one. So I've done that part of sorting. So we have done this part here. Where is it? Sort, this part here for sorting. We have already finished with that. And then we already put landscape and we already put the heading. Use a function to display the date of birth of the youngest student and place this at the end of the report. At the end of the report, they want to know the youngest student. So the youngest student, if I come here, they want it to be at the end of the report. So the report is here. So this is where you put at the end of the report. Whatever you put on the report footer will appear at the end of the report. And what you put on the page footer will appear on every page. So here I'll need to use a text box. So I'll come here. Is this a text box or is the text box here? Select text box is here. Click on it nicely. Come and draw a text box there. And then now I'll put the formula equal sign. Then I type what? Max. The current date will be the biggest. And then they were talking about date of birth. Place at the end, use a function for the date of birth. Maximum D or B. So I just put the date of birth. Then I close the bracket. And then they wanted so this is the text. So this text here, I can put here the label. So the label can be date of birth of the youngest student. So I need to prolong it a bit so that it fits nicely. Or I can use a label. No, text box, just to throw something there. So this one can disappear. This one can disappear. Oh, text box is giving me problems here a bit. So I can come here, make this one bigger. And then I type here DOB of the youngest student. DOB of the youngest student. Okay, this one can go away. It goes together with this one here. So let me just put this one here. Yeah, something like that. This one, if I delete this, what happens? Yeah, Control Z to undo. I need to make sure that this one, they are separated with this one. Date of birth. It's moving with it. So I'm struggling with this. I'll be able to see how I'm going to fix this. The date of birth. Okay. Let me preview. I see how it looks like. Print preview. So it should appear at page 2. If I go to page 2, date of birth, this thing is blocking the date of birth. So I'll close the print preview and then But I'll have to delete all of this. Okay, there it is. Date of birth. Deleted. I use a label. So I'll type there DOB of the youngest student. Yeah, I've combined text box and label to achieve that. So whatever appears on the report footer will appear at the end of the page, end of the printout, at the end of the entire printout. But what you put on the page footer will appear at the end of every page. And then what else? We have done that. So use a function to display, and these are the end of the report. That's why I put it there. And then it has your name, center number, and candidate number in the footer of the report, so that it appears on every same position of every page. So every page, now that's what I meant. Every page now I'll come here. I'll remove this, and also now I'll come here now and use the label. So this label, I'll prepare it nicely like this, and then I put my details. Let me use capital letters, underscore, KE, the center number, and then of course underscore, and then my index number. So that is my label. In fact, I can click outside, click on it, go to whatever there, make it a bit bold, something like that. Size 12 is okay, so that this one will appear on every page. And then the next question, still on the report, it fits a single page wide and prints only in 2 pages. Very, very important. Only 2 pages, and it fits nicely. So that one, you have to go to a place called layout view. Layout view. So in the layout view is where you need to arrange it so that it fits nicely. You can see this one, the hashtag shows that it's not fitting. So you click here, then shift, you click here, you resize this, and then you can use the arrow key, control, is it alt? Yeah, alt and the arrow key to resize this one nicely. Alt key now helps you, and the arrow key to move it nicely if your mouse is giving you problem. So this one also shift, you click on the second one, try and resize it so that it fits nicely. This one is still not readable. Same to this one here. So what you need to do, you click here, make sure that you enlarge it. So these two again, still we need to move it. So it was shift, and then alt. Am I using alt key? Yes. So I need to push it a little bit. Click here. This one is now visible. Then you expand. So there, that is very good. Shift, click here. Alt key a bit. Take it next to it so that where's the alt key? Nicely like that. This one is okay. Click here. Shift, click here. Try and resize the empty space. Check down there if there's something that you are blocking. It's okay. Just try and resize it a bit. Alt key. Try and use the arrow key, the left arrow key, so that you arrange it closer to the other one nicely. Date of birth. Take this, shift this, and then you can move it. You can use the alt key. Alt key will maintain the right horizontal proportion, and then resize that. Click, go on resizing, and then same to this one, shift, and then first of all align it properly. There's a big empty space in front of it. Resize that. Come and take this group, shift, click here. First of all, align it, alt, take it closer using alt and the arrow key, the left arrow key, and then try and resize it so that the word group can be read nicely. The heading, I'm checking the year group. Yeah, nice like that. Class, code, shift, click here. Alt and the arrow key to align it first. The empty space in front of it, narrow it down. Class and this Shift, Alt, arrow key to align it. It has gone so much. Take it to the other side. Try and bridge the gap there. Then the last one, I believe, Shift and then align it. So bring it. How comes it's not moving? Click on undo. So you need to, I'm pressing Alt and then something like that. So it's not readable. So we try to expand here a bit, especially the top part. Expand it a bit. Online application. So you can see I can be able to read everything now clearly. And there's no text down there that I've truncated. I've truncated something here. So what I need to do here is to expand this a little bit, and also this one a little bit there. Still is not fitting, so we have to play around with this part. Shift and this, try and move it a bit. Date of birth, I move it a little bit. Just trying to move this thing a little bit so that everything gets its own space nicely like this. And then I try and using Alt, try and align it nicely so that if I go down now, everything is well spaced. By doing that, you're preparing your report nicely. Yeah, and then the youngest is that one, and then that's it. So I'll come and save this. I check the question again. Now I need to, it has everything. Save and print your report. Place an evidence document showing the database formula used to find the youngest student. Make sure this formula is fully visible. So I'll come back here. I'll go to design view to just take, I can see the formula is visible. So I'll take Windows Shift and S. I take a picture of this. This was question 20. I go to my evidence document, question 20, I paste that. So there it is, it's showing the formula. And then when I'm here now, I need to go to the print preview. Print preview. So I have got 2 pages there, they are told me. So the first page is showing my name, and the second page also is going to show my name and the formula to display the youngest student. The person who was born recently is the youngest. So in terms of date, it will use maximum to give you the current date. So I'll be able to close that. And then I save this. So what is just left here is just to go and print it out. You click on print, your printer is selected, and then you print. It will print 2 pages. So that is it. I've not connected my printer there, that's why I've not printed it. So I'll come here and close it. So the next task in the Access paper that was done recently, those are 10 marks. Using the fields from all the tables, produce labels. So to produce also labels, you must have a query. So, and the fields for they want is, these are the fields they want us to use. These are the fields they want us to use. There's class code, class tutor. So, and then you sort. So I'll come and create, I'm going to create a query from all the tables. So I'll come here, and then from the tables, I've clicked on one of the tables. Then I go to query design. So I add, how do you add all the tables at once? What about if I press Shift and then I say add? So all the tables have been added at once. I like arranging them like this. And then I display all the fields. So the question was saying from all the tables, they want the following fields. They want access arrangement. They want learner's number, phone name, surname. DOB, class code, and class tutor. So those are the things they want. So in that order. So what I'll do, I'll come here, I start with the access arrangement. Search arrangement there. Learner's number. Learner's number was found in each table. Learner's number is here. They want forename. They wanted the surname. They wanted the DOB. And they wanted the class code. Class code. And they want the class tutor. In that order. And they said something here again. If we check nicely here. The AA code, although it is not here, we have to include it. So I need to add the AA code. So where is the AA code? So the AA code that is not here, but they are supposed to be here, should be this. So under the criteria, I need to put under criteria, I need to paste that. So this is the class code. Let me run and see if it is there. So the AA, that is the AA001, AA001. So I've already done that. So I go back to design view. And then they are saying that the class code includes the number 5 or 6, the class code. So let me run and see first. So if I run here, the class code should contain 5 or 6. So number 5 should appear, can be at the start or at the end. I can see 6 is starting here, 5 is starting here, 5 is starting here. So it can either have 6 or 5. So if I go to the query class code here, where is the class code here? So if I'm putting the asterisk 5, or asterisk 6, like that. So if I click on run, there's a small hiccup. So I'll come here to design view. So this, it can asterisk like this. So can I click on run, design view. I've entered the wrong thing here. So let me exit. Design view, undo. This was query 2 under design view. We have to check which code are we talking about. Under class code, includes the number 5 or 6. 5 or 6. So if it is not coming like this, so we need to go and check the table again. Let me remove this. Is the number starting? Yeah, the number is starting. 5 or 6. So if I click on run, it's not bringing it. So we right click, go back to design view, remove this, the query. Okay, after removing the query, run it and see class code. So it starts, but it ends with any other thing. So it starts but ends with the number starts. So when you're doing the query in the criteria, you say 5, then you put asterisk, or it starts with 6 and ends with anything there, something like that, and then you click on run. So you can see now it's either 5, 5 or 6. So that's how you put the query. The number starts, how it ends. So I've already prepared the query nicely. I need to, and then there was something else they talked about here. sorted in descending order of learner's number. So learner's number is here, so I'll click here, and then in descending order from the largest to smallest. So I've already done the sorting. So I can save this as query 2. What else could I have forgotten? I've already done that. So I need to create a label from query 2. Use the selection to produce labels which are arranged in 2 columns and 4 rows with 8 labels to the page. For example, this is the measurements. I'll use the centimeters. And then print in portrait orientation. And then display, the arrangement should be like this. So what I'll do when I go to access here, I'll click on query 2. So after clicking, so let me close this first. So I'll click on query 2, then I go to create, and then I'll go to where labels are here. So I'll click on, after clicking on query 2, I'll click on labels. So this is how it looks like. So I'll go to customize, and then after clicking on customize, I need to use what? I need to edit this. Let me see. First of all, let me close here first. I cancel here. There's something which has appeared. Click here. Go to labels. Do we need this really? We don't need this. This one is popping as label 1. So I'll go to this, and then I'll go to edit. So when I go to edit, I'll give it a name. So I can give it May, June. May, June, just a name. And then they talked about the width. There are some measurements they gave me here. The width is 9.9 centimeters. And then the height is 6.77 centimeters. So when I'm doing mine here, so when I come here, this is the width. This one here is the width. So the width they talked about, we have got the width and the height. So the width, the height is the last one, which is going to be 6.77. 6.77. Is it coming clearly? I have to rub everything for me to type it nicely. So we have got the height. Let me check again on the question paper. The height, this is the height. So I'll copy this being the height. I come to access here. So I'll pay this is the height because it's going up 6.77, and then this one here, which is going to be the width. The width is going to be 9.90. So this one here, so I'll come here with access. I paste it here like that. So what else? They talked about it should be portrait. So already it is portrait. So I'll click on OK. That is the measurements, and then I click on next. Close this one, and then next, and then next. And then the arrangement was given here. So you start with access arrangement, learner's name, forename, surname. These are in two of them, and also these are 2 of them in the same line. So what you do, you come here, the first one is access arrangement, and then you press enter. Then the next one was learner's number, then you press enter. And then the next one was forename. So you forename, you leave a space, and then you put surname. Surname to be the next after, then you press enter. Then the next one was date of birth. You push it there, then you press enter. Then the next one after that was class code. This is the class code. So then space, then there was an underscore, not underscore, a hyphen, space, and then class tutor. Class tutor. Let me confirm again. So there was this hyphen. So those are how you arrange it. And then when I'm done with that, I go to next. Which field will it be sorted? Sorting, we had already done the sorting. So I'll just go to next, and then I can be able to modify my report. Let me see how it looks like. So this is how it looks like. So we had already done the sorting when we are doing the query. Make sure every label is visible. The question paper is saying what? It has your name, center number at the bottom of each label. So when I'm here, I'll take the label and then I come down here. Then I type the details. And then I can put underscore KE0 KE048. Then I can put an underscore 011, the center number and whatever down there nicely. So once you're there, you can go back and make it bold just for visibility. What else are they talking about on the label? Modify the 2 lines of the label so that they are 14-point font size, center line, and displayed in bold. These 3. So the first 2, that is this one, learners access, and this one shift. So you come here, you make it to be size 14-point, bold, alignment, centered, the first 2. And then save and print your labels. So I'll just come and click on save, then right click, then I go to print preview to see. So I can click there and see. You can see the labels, the names appear behind there, and on top there are those. So when I'm printing, they said how many should 4 rows and with 8 labels. So this is 1, 2, the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many pages are there? There are 2 pages. The next page, those are the labels which are there. So I'll be able to print class code includes the number 5 or 6. I think that is okay. So I've done it so well. And if you check now down here, when you're doing the printout, make sure your print and visible does not overlap. Save and print your labels. By doing that, you have cleared access. You have cleared access. Even this one, you're supposed to print the report. So the report could have produced, where is the report? This is the report. The report could have produced 2 pages, and the labels also 2 pages. And that marks the end of my review on this paper that was done May 20. The concept remains the same because they have tested tables, they have tested queries, they have tested how to create labels and report. So those components remains the same. I'll be able to prepare another video for document production and presentation. So a good student can always start with database if you believe in yourself, or you can start with presentation because it's normally very light and easy to finish. Whichever way, but I always like to start with the easier one to gain more confidence before tackling the rest. Thank you for watching. Wait for my next video for document production and presentation. And at the same time, I'll be doing also paper 3 for Excel and web authoring. I remain Dennis Bay. Thank you for watching.